We're live! Oh, yeah, baby. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's the off season. We're still talking about baseball. You know, Griffin canning. The Angels say good riddance. You know what I'm saying? They say hello to Jorge. That's what we say, Nick. We say hello to Jorge. Say it with me. Hello to Jorge.
I'm not saying it with you. Nope, not saying it with you.
My
Not saying it
father,
with you.
my dad's name's Jorge. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Hello, Jorge. There we go. You got it out of me.
It's hello to Jorge, but whatever. I don't. You had your chance. That was it. You got it done. Yo, I just saw the movie. You ever seen the movie The Ring?
The Ring.
Oh, you should watch it. I just watched it last night for the first time. It's creepy as heck. Creepy, but it's really good.
All right. I will add it to the list.
I'll send you
shows, movies, all this stuff.
You okay with horror movies? You kind of seem soft, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Is it because you're soft or you don't like them?
They don't interest me. They don't do anything.
Okay.
They don't do anything. I'm not a big Halloween guy. I think I've told. I don't know.
Did you dress up or no?
No.
Oh my gosh! No. Just because you didn't feel like it? Like, what was the reason?
No, we at my full-time gig at the college,
right?
We had a Halloween broadcast. We were doing giveaways, all of that. The students dressed up. They tried to get me to dress up. I told them my thoughts on Halloween. My thoughts are the same as Mad Dog Russo's. I hate Halloween. I think it's stupid.
It's so boring.
I have no interest in Halloween. The most I did was dress up as a Dodger fan to piss off a Yankee fan. That's all I did on one Saturday night.
Oh, so you pulled a Fran. You were me for Halloween. You pulled it. You're wearing the other team's jersey.
Yeah, I did that as a joke. That's the most you're getting out of me. I have no interest in Halloween.
Yeah, fun.
I like the candy. Yeah. I like the candy. As a kid, it was fine. I'm out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, we're like a week removed from Halloween, so
gosh.
I'll save the pain from the the listeners and the viewers. And I'll save the pain from you because obviously you're fun and you just hate Halloween. Look, I didn't used to care for it. Now I like it, but I don't know, man. It's solid holiday. You know what I mean? It's a top tier holiday. What am I talking about? Top tier. Either way, though, let's get to baseball, Nick. And this is obviously a conversation that we are going to have throughout the winter. But I kind of want to start, the beginning of the offseason here just by asking the simple question. We all know what the number one thing, the number one storyline is for this offseason. It is Juan Soto. It is where is he going to sign? The Rays, I don't know about you, Nick. I don't think they have a shot, but apparently they just want to get their name out there. They want to look cool. Like, look, we called about him.
Good for them.
Nick, I will start. The simple question is here to start this offseason is where will Juan Soto end up by April? That's what we assume. I don't think we will have a Jordan Montgomery situation. I don't think we'll have a Blake Snell situation. I don't think we'll have any of that. Juan Soto will get his money. How much? If you want to get into it, Nick, we can do that. But I think ballpark figure 600. He's going back to the Yankees. I thought about it. I don't think any of those teams that came up, within the last 24 hours that called, I think most of those teams don't have a chance. I think maybe there is something to teams trying to drive up the price, whatever. Comes down to both New York teams. It's going to be between the Mets and Yankees. But I think ultimately it's the Yankees. The guy wants to be an all-time great. We see it. We see it the way he plays. The numbers he puts up, the Soto shuffle, all that. We all know who Juan Soto is. I just think that plays too much. At the end of the day, Soto, Scott Boras, they're going to try to get the most money that they can get. But I think it will end up being the Yankees. I think their fan base really wants him back. And the front office, they want to make their fan base happy. They don't want to make them mad. As much as they want to make, smart decisions, they don't want to make that fan base mad. I think it's a clear edge to the Yankees. I think the Mets will be right there. But at the end of the day, I think Soto wants to be a Yankee. The Yankees obviously want him back. And I think they will make it work at the end of the day. And Juan Soto will be a Yankee for the rest of his career.
See, I don't like starting off the show agreeing with you, Fran, but I will.
Yeah,
I will agree with you.
Too obvious.
Yeah, it just seems like I know at the end of the World Series he kind of was like, well, I'm gonna go essentially where the most money is. I mean, he's gonna get paid, and the Yankees, it would be a major disappointment and choke if they did not resign. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. If they don't re-sign Juan Soto, the Yankees are in a amount of trouble, and that's not good. They're done if they don't sign Juan Soto. Okay. This guy is a superstar. They gave up a lot to get him from San Diego. I can't see them letting him walk. They can't. I mean, they were just in a World Series. He is young. He's in his mid-20s. The guy is on a Hall of Fame trajectory, no doubt, trying to be one of the best players of all time. In no way, shape, or form do I think he leaves the Yankees at this point. Would it be nice if Philadelphia got in the mix? Sure. It'd be awesome. The Phillies need an outfielder. I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see him leaving New York. They just won the World Series. They can give him the contract that he wants, $600 million, wherever it ends up, $650, whatever it ends up being. He's going to get paid. He deserves it. He's one of the best players in baseball, and he showed up. You know, the Yankees don't really have a lot of players that show up in the postseason. This guy shows up. You know, he was fantastic during the World Series. He was great in the postseason overall. I can't see him leaving New York. I just can't. I don't think he goes to the Mets. Listen, I'm sure teams like the Phillies, the Mets, even the Dodgers, maybe they'll be in the mix, but he's not going to the West Coast again. I think he wants to be on the East Coast. It would make total sense if he goes back to the Yankees, and I think he will. I do. I just think, he just had the full season there. He knows what it is. He knows what it's like. The fans love him there. The Yankees overall love him there. He fits there. It's a great hitter's ballpark to be in, especially if you want to drive those numbers up, right? And be in the Hall of Fame. Remember, he's already got a World Series to his name. So, listen, the Yankees are a good team. They were just in the World Series. They need to improve, but they're a contender. And, the Yankees are a contender. Soto is a guy who is offensively one of the best in baseball. Short porch. I can't see him leaving. If the Yankees, this would be a massive, massive failure if they can't resign. So, yeah, I'm with you. Soto stays with the Yankees. He stays on the East Coast, not to the Mets, not to the crosstown rival, but he'll stay in the Bronx.
Yeah, so obviously, again, we're agreeing. But so one thing I do want to talk about, they just won the World Series. Are we giving? Is there any chance? I mean, look, the Dodgers just moved Mookie to the infield. Is there a chance that that Soto actually ends up a Dodger? Look, I know that there's talk about Teoscar coming back, but is there any chance? I mean, look, Roki Sasaki, we're gonna get into in a little bit, could potentially be posted this offseason. They could get Sasaki, have Ohtani, and Yamamoto in their rotation, and then have Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Will Smith, future Hall of Famer, all in their team. Is there any chance? Are we giving any? Are we not talking about the Dodgers enough in the situation? I mean, look, Ohtani got that that contract last year and deferred all that money to a decade from now. I think we forget about that sometimes. So I don't know. Anything to the Dodgers, Nick, at all?
I mean, yeah, you got to put them in there, right? I mean, they're going to be in the mix. I got to put them in there.
I just driving up the price, you think?
Yeah, I think he stays on the East Coast. I mean, listen, if Juan Soto went to the Dodgers, I mean, this is super team central out there on the West
Already
Coast,
is.
right? I mean, you had Juan Soto, team of the century type stuff, over there in LA. Yeah. That's where you be talking. I mean, he could. I mean, something could always happen. You can't count him out. I'm not going to count him out. I'm not going to say, sit here and say they have a 0% chance. I just find it highly unlikely. I mean, Soto is a fantastic situation in New York right now.
Mhm.
Why would you leave? Why would you leave? Why would the
Money.
Yankees? Yeah, I mean, if the Yankees get outbid, that doesn't happen. But it's a new era. It's a new time. It would be a massive, massive failure on the Yankees' part.
Right.
So you can't count them. I'm not counting the Dodgers out, but I think it's highly unlikely. I don't think the same percentage is there. Like, I think the Mets might have a better shot. Phillies. I think East Coast, based on reporting, is where he wants to stay. He wants to stay on the East Coast. Makes sense to stay just in New York at this point. I mean, sign a long-term deal. They can give him the money. I just don't see it happening. Why would he leave? I mean, he could, but I mean, why would you leave? And why would the Yankees want him to leave? They were just in the World Series. He was their best player. So, I don't count the Dodgers out. They'll be in the mix. I'm sure they'll be in the mix.
Right.
I don't see him leaving New York. I just don't.
Yeah. So I mean, like the only answer is money, but
Yep.
The Yankees and Mets had both been preparing for this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
We know they have. I'm just trying. I wanted to find the other teams that also checked in, just so we can kind of get this straight real quick. I had it here. I know it was the Rays, the Red Sox, the Yankees, or maybe not the Yankees, but I know we know the Yankees are there. But okay. So Rays, Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Giants. I think we can pretty precisely say or surely say that Giants probably not there. Red Sox do a whole lot of we were in on that guy, but we weren't really in. Blue Jays, not really. I mean, it's those three other teams. It's
They're
Yankees,
gonna
Mets,
listen.
Dodgers.
I mean,
for sure.
In his post game press conference afterwards, they're gonna listen to everybody. They're gonna take every offer they can. They're gonna drive up this price as high as they could possibly go. It's gonna be just under Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna stay in New York. I think it's just gonna end up being that way. I think top suitors gonna be the Mets, gonna be the Phillies. I think also the Dodgers should be in the mix too. You're gonna hear the other names like you mentioned. San Francisco's these are teams that are always in on the big name guys. Not gonna be a Red Sox. It's just not gonna happen. San Francisco. No. I could probably firmly say that. So yeah, the big market teams on the East Coast, he's gonna be on an East Coast team. Probably gonna be with the New York still. So that's where I'm at. I hate agreeing with you. You're actually right.
Hey man, I mean, I know.
You're right in this case.
Yeah, no, actually, I was waiting for you to say some bullcrap. Look, Nick, this is a pretty easy topic to agree on. So, I'm not going to give you a lot of credit or anything like that. I don't think you deserve it. I'll give credit where it's due.
No, it sounds about right. It's typical. You never give me credit, but that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, you sit over there with your Under Armour. Look, I'll rock my Roto wear, my K, innings pitched. What else we got? We got ERA, we got WHIP.
Nobody can swing
strike.
Your microphone's
I'm talking about it. I'll put link in the description. All right, link in the description if you want this T-shirt.
You'll free plug?
See what it is. That free plug for RotoWare. You know what I mean? I'm plugging the ship ray. We plugging our partners. You know what I mean? Even though they're not really our partner. But maybe future partners, stuff like that.
There you go. Put it out there in the sphere, would you?
Yep. Exactly. All right, meat potatoes once again, Nick. I had a hot dog for dinner and hot dog ketchup. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big ketchup guy. Not that mustard's fine, but I'd rather just go single ketchup. One little of ketchup. And then I had some chili with some sour cream. Sour cream, definitely, I would recommend for chili. It's delicious. It's the only way to eat chili, I think. I don't think there's another way to eat chili anymore. Like plain chili is fine, but it's not as good as sour cream on chili. I'll tell you that. That's a number one thing you should be taking away from this podcast tonight, Nick. Is chili with sour cream is the only way to eat chili. And then for a little snack, I had a little Reese's Pieces left over from my little sister, going trick-or-treating. And I also had some mint chocolate chip ice cream. So that's what was on the dinner palette for the night. Ice cream too, part of the dinner. What about you?
Hey, that was more descriptive than I thought it was gonna be, but we'll take it. I guess that's the route you went tonight. I mean, I had a burrito tonight, Francisco. I had a burrito.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Did you make it or did you get it from somewhere?
I went to. It was actually an absolute nightmare to say the least.
Okay.
I could tell you the quick story. I mean, real quick. I mean, you went in
No, go
detail.
ahead.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Absolute
Detail
nightmare.
that.
It's a place that's 5 minutes from my house. Okay.
Okay.
The restaurant's 5 minutes. I ordered online through the application on your phone. For those of you who don't know, application on your phone. You order it, boom, they have it ready when you pick it up. It's already in the bag when you get there. 5 minutes from my dwelling. Okay. It took me 45 minutes to complete this entire task. There was traffic. I don't know if there was an accident, something. I turned around, and my luck, I get stuck in more traffic, go around, complete a big circle, end up at the place, come back around, past where I was actually at in the first place, where I was stuck in traffic. And it was actually cleared up by the time I left the restaurant to go home to my dwelling to scarf down this burrito. So it was an absolute nightmare. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I got to eat my food at it. It was decently warm by this time. And yeah, it was a fascinating
Decently
night.
warm. I feel like you're putting it nicely.
I'm putting it nicely. The damn traffic just screwed it all up. But we're here. We
You didn't eat in the car?
Meat and potatoes. No, I had to pick it up for the whole fam here tonight. All right, so it was a lot. It was a frustrating. It was yelling. There was screaming, and here we are.
You were yelling at the family?
No. I was yelling in the car by myself, by my lonesome.
Oh, by yourself. But about the
road rage was getting to me. All right.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. But it was the food good?
Fantastic, per usual.
Okay, that's all. That's saying something too. If it was decently warm, it was still fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna stick with free agency, and we're gonna have some fun. Maybe this will be the parts where we disagree. I don't know. We'll have to find out. You'll have to stay on hold if you want to find out. That's what I say to all the listeners and the viewers out there. And thank you for sticking with us live right now, where we are live on X, on the book, and on the gram. So, Nick, free agency. I need 3 bold predictions for this offseason. You can start. Go.
I got them down. All right, here we go. 3 bold predictions. Number 1, probably my least. I'll go from least to most bold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Alonso is going to stay with the New York Mets. I think it's going to happen. Not too bold of me here, but I don't think he's going to leave New York. What a season they had. Ended up. It pains me to say that. Congrats to our boy Matt Musico on a great season by them. Great season out of nowhere.
No, it must have been exciting.
Yeah, Pete Alonso going to stay with the New York Mets. That's bold prediction number 1. I think he resigns there. I mean, the Polar Bear, they love him up there with the Mets. I know he turned down that contract in June. I believe it was a 7-year, over $100 million. I can't remember the exact number there, but it was a 7-year contract, over $100 million. I think he'll get a nice deal. I think they'll figure it out to keep him in New York. I mean, the guy has legendary moments for the Mets now. Big home runs he hit in the postseason. So I think he stays with the New York Mets. All right, number 2. I believe the Philadelphia Phillies, staying in the NL East, will trade Brandon Marsh. I think Brandon Marsh will be traded per that Bob Nightingale report out of USA Today. I think they move on from Brandon Marsh. I think they find a different outfielder. I think the Phillies are going to be working the phones. I think you're going to see a massive offseason from the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they keep Castellanos. I think they keep Alec Bohm. I think Brandon Marsh is going to be the odd man out for the Phillies.
Where does he get traded to?
I will say I don't have that. I'm not going that deep, but I will just say he will be traded. He will be gone. They will make a corresponding move to replace him in the outfield. So it'll be an interesting offseason for the Phillies in the outfield. I say Brandon Marsh is traded. All right. Finally, my 3rd bold prediction. And this is kind of 2 in 1, to be honest. Corbin Burns leaves, goes to the Mets, and Garrett Crochet signs with the Orioles. I think Garrett Crochet will sign with the Orioles. The O's cannot lose a stud like Corbin Burns and not replace him. They will trade him to the Orioles. I think the Chicago White Sox move on from Crochet. He is eventually now a Baltimore Oriole. They cannot let Corbin Burns leave without making a corresponding move. Boom. Garrett Crochet will be in Baltimore. We'll have to go back to Camden Yards to go see him next year. in Oriole orange. So yeah, I think they make a move and they go get Garrett Crochet.
And then Crochet would be traded, right? That would be
correct.
a trade. Yeah.
It would be a trade. Yeah. So it's a massive trade that happened. They
Okay,
have that
I like yours.
because they have the ammo in the farm system to do it. And what do the White Sox want? They need to rebuild. So I think it makes total sense. Corbin Burns ends up leaving Baltimore. They make a corresponding move to replace him with a young starter. 5 years younger than Corbin Burns, by the way. Corbin Burns, 30 years old. Garrett Crochet, 25. It just makes total sense with where the Orioles are at and all the young players and pieces they have.
Okay, I like it. All right, I'll do the same type of thing. I will go with my least bold to my most bold. And starting with number 3, I'm gonna keep it on the Garrett Crochet train here. All aboard.
Okay.
All aboard the Garrett Crochet train. I'm gonna say the LA Dodgers, who, according to Fangraphs, have the second best farm system in the majors. I think I predicted this in the deadline too, but I'm going to stick with it here. Dodgers will trade for Garrett Crochet.
Letting it go.
Not letting it go. I think it's definitely a big possibility. The Dodgers, I think they're not going to land Juan Soto. So they're going to need to do some other stuff. Maybe they bring over Roki Sasaki because that's what it sounds like the favorites would be for Roki Sasaki if he gets posted this winter. They get Sasaki, and then you have Crochet there, and then maybe re-sign Teoscar. You get some other offensive pieces. I have seen one prediction that Willie Adames might sign with the Dodgers because they need some shortstop help. Mookie Betts plays a little second base. I don't know how they would find a way, right? They would find a way. So I think the Dodgers will trade for Garrett Crochet. I think that is my numero tres bold prediction. Dodgers trade for Garrett Crochet. All right, so that's number 3. Number 2. All right, Yankees don't have a solidified closer. Okay, Clay Holmes is not their guy. He's not coming back to New York. Luke Weaver, while I think a lot of fans like Luke Weaver and has potential in maybe ways to be some sort of a late game guy or a closer, I think the Yankees trade for Devin Williams. They have a top 10 ranked farm system in baseball. I know he only has 1 year left on his contract, but Yankees, they'll re-sign Soto. I think they're a team that's trying to win now. I don't know how much they care about the years after or to re-sign Devin Williams, but I will say, as much as maybe Devin Williams has had issues as far as banging his fist and getting hurt at the wrong times and then giving up big time home runs. Look, still a young. Oh, he's actually not that young. He's like 30. But as far as experience in the majors, it's not like he's been around for like a decade. So, maybe he needs the right situation. Maybe be the New York Yankees. I think something like that makes sense. The Yankees need back end bullpen help coming up this year. So I think Yankees trade for Devin Williams. Right,
I like that one. That's a good one. That's bold. It's bold.
That's bold. You know what I'm saying? Went to the alley and I bowled. All right, number 1. I'm taking what you said a step further. I think, what did you say? Burns to the Mets? Did you say that?
Burns to the Mets.
So I'm going Mets re-sign Alonso.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I was reading Jim Bowden's article about his predictions for the offseason. This is where I'm taking this from. Maybe this is plagiarism. I apologize. I am saying who I'm taking it from.
You couldn't even come up with an original number 1.
I was thinking about a different one, but I like it too much. Relax. The Mets re-signed Pete Alonso. They signed Corbin Burns, and they signed Max Fried as well. They said they do the triple, the whammy. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jim Bowden. This is your chance to murder me for that. But I was going to say Blake Snell, but I actually don't think Blake Snell signs with the Mets. Doesn't feel like a Mets signing. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do. But feels like maybe he would go to the O's or something like that because you're predicting. One thing I did, one more I'll tell you that I read. I think I'm very curious to know your thoughts on this, Nick, real quick. Didn't put this on my list because it'd be too much plagiarism. You know what I mean? I don't want to plagiarize too much. Where was it? It was the Orioles will trade. Okay. The Orioles ink Blake Snell to a 3 or $105 million deal. And then they trade 3 strong prospects to the Athletics for flame-throwing closer Mason Miller, whom they convert back to a starting pitcher. That's insane.
That is crazy. That's Bowden.
You like that? That's you. You're an
Bowden?
Orioles fan, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I am an Orioles. I do have a soft spot for the Orioles. I would not consider myself a fan like you do. But wow, Mason Miller. I could see Miller getting moved at some point. I mean, I just don't know what the Oakland A's the Athletics are doing at this point. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. They just move on from Mason Miller. Go give that guy a shot somewhere else to contend and pitch in the postseason so we can see these young superstars, because he will never, ever, ever pitch in the postseason if he continues to stay with the Athletics. And, there's the talk about him turning into a starter. I mean, they very well possibly could. But do the Orioles have time to convert him as a starter? They need a closer. The bullpen's terrible. Keep him in the back end. They had to send Craig Kimbrell down last year. They go out and get Seranthony Dominguez. They got all the Phillies lower end bullpen pieces.
Gregory Soto.
Soto too. Yeah. I mean, Christian Pache was there for about a cup of coffee. So I mean,
love coffee.
Yeah. So Miller, I think, should be traded to at least a decent playoff contender. I don't know if the Orioles make the most sense. If the Orioles were to get him, I don't think they should turn him into a starter. Keep him as a closer. They need bullpen help in the back end. Don't turn him into a starter.
I mean, like, there's talk about Jeff Hoffman going from a starter reliever to starter. Man, they're trying to. They see Reynaldo Lopez and they're all like, "Oh yeah, look, we can do it with everybody." Look, Jordan Hicks, he had a nice little start from. He turned out.
Calm down, calm it down a little bit here.
I also just want to remind the people of your favorite teams. I wrote them down. There they are.
Oh, you got them written down? The Athletics.
Once again.
The Pirates. Yeah,
that's you. That's you, bro. Those are your squads, man. You're a diehard for each and every one of them. And I respect that.
Yeah, gotta love the game of baseball, man. Get me the Rob Lowe hat. The NFL hat. I need the MLB hat.
Right, right. That's you, man.
I need the one the umpires wear.
Right, exactly. So, hey, maybe Roki Sasaki could be playing for one of these teams in 2025, Nick. ESPN's Kylie McDaniel, who actually wrote a great article ranking the top 50 free agent off-season free agents and the contracts they can get. And it was a really good article. And you know what? Number 2 on that list, he put Roki Sasaki. And he also just reported recently that the Japanese star pitcher, Roki Sasaki, 23 years old, anticipated to be posted this winter, opening the door for Major League Baseball teams to pursue him. Now, there are some caveats to it. Like, I think I've read that he actually isn't really doing himself any favors if he actually does this, because he'll be getting less money. Yamamoto last year, he gets posted when he's 25. And I think that when these Japanese players are posted when they're before 25, I think they get less money. So who knows if this is actually happening? I thought I read that McDaniel said that this is anticipated. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read that. Nick, I don't know, man. What are your thoughts here? You think he's coming to Major League Baseball this year? And if so, obviously we'll both be excited, but what's just your overall thoughts when you read these reports?
I mean, listen, in case the people don't know who Sasaki is, this guy is Yamamoto level. Like, he's really good. People started figuring out who he was when he was about 19 years of age. He's 23, I believe, right now. And he started getting attention really in 2022. He threw a 19 strikeout perfect game. Incredible. People will call it one of the best pitching performances ever. Like in Major League Baseball just in general. And then right after that game, he went 8 perfect innings with 14 strikeouts. I mean, the Japanese league is no joke. I mean, it's equivalent to a AAA league, essentially. Like between AAA and MLB. I mean,
give or take.
It's a legit league in Japan they have over there. The only reason he was taken out is because they thought he was just pitching too much. I mean, they took him out of the world. So this is a guy who essentially pitched 2 straight perfect games and 2 straight starts with double-digit strikeouts, over 14 or more strikeouts in both games. I mean, the guy's incredible. I mean, we saw him in the World Baseball Classic as well. He pitched in that semifinal game against Mexico. The guy is very, very exciting. He's a little bit bigger than Yamamoto is. This is somebody that could make an absolute difference, and he's young. He's so young. He's 23. You get him for a long time. So, the fact that he could be coming over here, he will at some point. Within probably the next 2 years, he'll be over here. This is someone that, he could probably put it together because his ceiling, it's sky high at this point. So he's an incredible prospect. He's got a pitch arsenal like no other. And he can dominate you and strike you out. Like, he is a pitcher that is just dominant. I mean, if any major league team that would get him, they're getting a stud, and you're probably getting potential ace type all-star level already. So coming straight over here. So this is the guy who essentially pitched 2 back-to-back perfect games that would be coming over. So to say I wouldn't be excited would be just an absolute lie. Like, this guy is legit the real deal.
Yeah, and we saw his stuff in the World Baseball Classic up close. The guy throws triple digits and throws one of the most really fascinating splitters I think I've ever seen. It's almost like a reverse splitter. It's really, really, really nasty.
Fran, he throws over 100 consistent.
So
very consistent.
So I guess the only concerns are right now that his velocity actually dipped this past season, and there are concerns about potential injuries that he might have endured this year, might be dealing with right now. But the kid's still young. There's no team that's saying no to this kid. Like, this kid's the next big thing. So Dodgers sound like they're most likely the favorite. I talked about this. I did a video last night. It sounds like the Dodgers are probably the favorite, but there's also some reports that Sasaki actually will want to sign with a smaller market team, which is pretty interesting. But I will say this: if it's like an Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki rotation, that's just unfair. It'd be really fun, though. It'd be really fun. Yeah, Glass now too. Yeah. So, definitely something to watch. We're gonna, obviously update you guys on this, all winter long. You can follow The Shift on Twitter at @the_shift_media. And we'll be doing this, as the offseason goes on. It's gonna be really fascinating to see what happens with Roki Sasaki, the 23-year-old phenom from Japan. So that's that. All right, Nick, what about going away from a little bit of going away from free agent talk, but sticking with offseason talk. And getting the Hall of Fame stuff started a little early. I like it. It's not really early. It's just that this is when it starts getting going. This is me. This is right in the wheelhouse. Like, I'm ready for it.
This is your wheelhouse. You love this.
This
even
is
though
me.
you're wrong a lot, but
some people don't like my Hall of Fame takes, and that's fine. I'm completely okay with that. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and I think that's what makes the Hall of Fame talk so fun. I enjoy that. I enjoy everyone having their different opinions, different cases for different guys. I think that's what makes it so appealing for me at this point. So, Nick, we had the Classic Baseball Era Committee, the ballot announced for 2025. We'll obviously get the regular ballot very, very soon, and we'll talk about that again in the next couple of months. Can't wait to talk about that. But the Classic Baseball Era Committee was announced, and it was Dick Allen, Ken Boyer, John, not Josh Donaldson, Steve Garvey, Vic, not Tobias Harris, Tommy John, Dave Parker, and recently just passed away, unfortunately, Luis Tiant. Anything that stick out to you, Nick, as you see this list?
I mean, you and I are Phillies fans. And Dick Allen, please be put in the Hall of Fame. Please put Dick Allen in the Hall of Fame. I mean, listen, 15 seasons, played for 5 teams, 9 with the Phillies, 351 home runs, 1,100 or over 1,100 RBIs, 292 career batting average. 1972 AL Most Valuable Player, 1964 NL Rookie of the Year, 7 career All-Star selections. Put Dick Allen in the Hall. For goodness sake, put him in. Got to put Dick Allen in the Hall of Fame at this point, Francisco. It has to happen. Has to happen. Put Dick Allen in the Hall of Fame. That is the thing that sticks out the most to me. Put him in. That's all I got.
Okay, that's the 6. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so I actually, this is going to make you upset. This is going to make other people upset. I don't feel as strongly about Dick Allen being in the Hall of Fame. I think he had a very good career. I think I'm going to do a Cooperstown case on him, okay? I promise. Dick Allen will be the next one that I'm going to do a Hall of Fame case on. I'm in the middle on Dick Allen. I think he had a very underrated and a really good peak. And it's great now because if you look at Baseball Reference now, they have WAR in the first column. And I know you are stoked about that. That's your favorite thing about Baseball Reference now, that they have WAR in the first column. It's beautiful to see. You know, Dick Allen, great peak. I don't know, man. Maybe the longevity. I know he played 15 seasons. You know, he had a lot of great years. I'm not sure if Dick belongs in the Hall of Fame as much as other people do. I know it's going to make some local people for us upset. I apologize. But there's that. I'll get the bat out of the way. There's that. And I honestly really, like, if we're being honest, Nick, I don't know if there's anybody that sticks out to me from these 8 guys. Tommy John, I think, played a really long time, and he played 26 seasons.
Yes, he did.
He had a very good career, and he is the first one to ever have, hence Tommy John surgery. And I think that's all great. I think it's cool that we saw his elbow in the Hall of Fame, basically. You know, it's cool. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I don't really know if Tommy John's a Hall of Famer. Luis Tiant, I actually think he deserves a closer look. I think he had an underrated career. I think he needs a closer look. Dave Parker, now, I don't want to make people upset because I know the state that he's in. He has Parkinson's disease, and it's not great, and I don't wish that upon anybody. Health like that. The Dave Parker situation sucks, okay? It's horrible. But I think the Dave Parker Hall of Fame consideration is a little overblown. I think he had a really good career, and he is a Pittsburgh Pirate legend for a player that was a big deal for them in the 70s. Had great seasons for them. Don't know if he's really a Hall of Famer, man. Don't know if he's really a Hall of Famer. He racked up only 40 WAR during his career, Nick. I had some great seasons. He had the one MVP. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I know it's going to upset some people because there's people emotional about him. Like, oh, you got to get him in before, while he's still here. I'm like, look, man, I get it. And there's some Dave Parker fans out there. I don't know if I'm 99% sure he's not a Hall of Famer. I know you look sad. I apologize, Nick. I know. But I don't really think there's anyone that sticks out on this list, maybe besides like Luis Tiant. Maybe that could be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe Dick Allen too. Cooperstown case coming soon. That's where I'm at with it. Any other final thoughts here?
I'm excited for your next Cooperstown case. I will be watching that one thoroughly and getting ready for the next episode to pick it all apart about Dick Allen. Dick Allen should be in the Hall. That's my takeaway.
There we have it. That's my next episode. Honestly, that's the next episode. Next video. Don't even have to think about it.
Good.
Dick Allen, Cooperstown cases, and make sure you watch all the rest of the Cooperstown cases because they're all. I had fun with them. Jeff Kent, not a Hall of Famer. Go see why. Did a little Kirby Puckett. Done some Jim Edmonds in the past. A lot of players. Kenny Lofton. Go watch them. I have them all in the playlist. You know what I mean? Not a music playlist.
I've seen the Cooperstown cases live in person in Cooperstown, and I was ready to rip my hair out. So
it's okay. Hey, all I do, Nick, I give the cold facts. Like Sandy, I give the cold facts. That's all I can say. You know what I mean?
Go to
all right, Nick. I know you
out of it. Transition out of
transitioning. Listen, I know you were stoked to talk about this trade. I don't know why. Yeah. So I'm going to let you talk about this a little more. But the Atlanta, I guess this was like really the first move of the offseason. We also had Kyle Hendricks, who was the last remaining Cub from the 2016 World Series team, goes to the Angels. So, yeah. So there's that. Braves, though, trade for Jorge Soler. Or Braves trade Jorge Soler to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for Griffin Canning, who's kind of had an underwhelming start to his career. What do you, I don't know, Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, we talked about this on the radio today, and it's a fascinating trade because Soler, I mean, he hit a big home run for the Braves and the World Series run, right?
Of
Like he was a
course.
big part of the World Series run when they won it all. And he had 32 million left on his contract, and this is a big part of why they're getting rid of him. Like they go get a 28-year-old in Griffin Canning, 4.78 career RA over 5 years. A decent pitcher, right? He could get into the rotation next year. It's just fascinating. Like I didn't really see this one coming. I didn't see the Braves moving
Definitely not.
Soler for a Griffin Canning. It came out of nowhere for me, and it makes me wonder what they're trying to do in Atlanta right now. They got Soler back from the Giants. Acuna goes down, and they're able to get him in there, but he's not really. He was playing the DH, and he's making a lot of money over the next couple of years. So they got that off the books. They now, in case Fried leaves, they have Canning, but Canning's not a replacement for Fried.
I don't think Strider's going to be ready for the season. By the way,
Yeah.
I don't
So
think he is.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna keep him around. It was a head scratcher for me a little bit, and we were talking about it today. I'm like, yeah, I was having all types of like things go through my head. Like, all right, maybe this is why they moved him. I get the money aspect of it with Soler, but then the Fried thing, if he leaves, I have a little bit of depth at the back end. Just very odd trade. Like I know Soler isn't the same as he used to be, but they wanted to rid that 32 million. But I don't know. The trade was just a fascinating one to me overall because of all the different dynamics that go along with it and other corresponding moves that could follow.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know what. Yeah, I guess the Angels are always just interesting, but like the Angels, I don't know what. I mean, look, 63 win team last year. I don't know exactly what they would be trying to get out of Soler. You have Taylor Ward there in left field. You have Trout playing center if he's ever playing, and right Joe Adele, who I think kind of took a step this year. I would say, right? Like I think Adele.
Yeah, I feel like he's been underwhelming still overall.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a good signing for them. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing this offseason. I don't know about
I'm
that
more
franchise,
intrigued though with the Braves side of this and Anthopoulos. Like what? You trade Soler, you get Acuna back. Fine. Osuna.
I don't know. Maybe they'll explore free agency in the outfield. That's probably a possibility. Maybe they're just trying to have some starting pitching depth, and they'll go after some free agent outfielders. I think that's the only real thing I can think of.
It was a little bit of a head scratcher, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, are you ready to get blind ranked?
I am. I'm excited. I love these. I'm glad we started doing these. These are fantastic.
Yes, I'm glad to. And we should be happy because you started it. So you get the credit for once. You know what I'm saying? You get the credit. So I got you today, my brother. Okay. I got you to close out the show. I'm going to blind rank you. And I was respectful. I thought of you today, man. For once, I thought of you.
Oh, I was on your mind. Rent free.
I know how much you love batting average. So what we're going to do, Nick, we're going to have fun. And we're going to do batting titles since 2010. Ooh. You got to rank the batting titles since 2010. All righty?
All right.
You ready?
All right, we got this.
All right, let's go. First one we got here. Throwing it back to a player I hated growing up as a Philly. Jose Reyes won a batting title with the New York Mets in 2011. He had a 337 average. Where are you putting him, sir?
Oh. Jose Reyes, 2011. 337 batting average.
And if you think about it, there are like 26 players I can go with that won batting
title. I know.
Jeez. That's the fun part. That's the fun part.
I will go 4 with Reyes. I'll put him 4. I don't know what's coming. That's stuff. Starting off.
That's the best part. I'm going to write these down too as I go. All right. 2016 National League batting champion for the Colorado Rockies when you're about 6 years old. 348. DJ LeMahieu with the Colorado Rockies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That season. Oh man. DJ LeMahieu. Oh God. I might like that better at 4. I'll put that 3.
Okay. And I'm excluding, by the way, when we do this stuff, I'm excluding the 2020 season because it's
I mean, we always
60 game season. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that because DJ LeMahieu did win a batting title in 2020 with the Yankees as well. Just putting that out there. All right. I'm going to go back to the New York Mets. 2022. Jeff McNeil, 326.
Put it 5. Put McNeil 5, please. I can't stay. I would, even if it was he had the best batting average, I would put him 5. If he had the best one, if he batted over 400, I'd put him 5. That's how much I can't
Next day, Ted Williams is still 5. Yeah, I don't blame you. I can't stand Jeff McNeil. Can't stand.
He's a baby.
Yeah, he is a baby. He looks like a what's that thing? A rat. Looks like a rat. It's rude. I know it's a rude thing to say about somebody, but sometimes the truth needs to be said. And if you're watching, Jeff, I'm sorry. That's all I got. All right. 2010 with the Texas Rangers, I believe it was. Either Texas Rangers or it was the LA Angels of Anaheim, but it was not. It was the Texas Rangers. Josh Hamilton, 359.
2.
What
do we got for number 1? What did you say for last?
Number 2. Okay, number 1. He just won a World Series with the LA Dodgers. This makes a lot of money for the LA Dodgers. He has his own podcast. He just had the manager on from the LA Dodgers. You know what I mean? He's short, wears a lot of sunglasses. You know what I mean? He also won a World Series in the American League in 2018 with the Boston Red Sox. Mookie Betts, 346 in 2018.
Oh, I put him 1.
Yeah. What do you think, Bud? What do you think of your list?
I don't hate this list.
I don't. Okay.
I don't hate this list.
You don't love it, but you don't hate it.
I don't hate this list. Might move Hamilton maybe to 1.
I mean, that would make the most sense. Like, statistically.
I'd probably move Hamilton to 1, maybe Mookie 2, but then DJ 3, 4 Reyes. McNeil was always staying at 5. I maybe just switching 1 and 2. I think I like this list. How about you? Where would you go?
Yeah, so I'd go just numerically. I'd go McNeil's 5. I'd go Reyes 4. Okay. I mean, you did a pretty good job. I actually, I think you always switch the Hamilton and the Mookie up. I think that's it. I really think that's it.
I think I did good on this one.
You did a good job.
All right, yeah.
You
batting.
Good job, man.
I love batting average, man. Gotta love batting average. Great blind ranking by you today.
Yeah. Did you ever read that article on Luis Arias that I sent you a while back?
I did not. I've not gotten a chance to read it.
Yeah, you got to read that because it tells the truth. It tells the truth about how valuable.
There's a reason I haven't read it yet. There's a reason.
Yeah, because you're afraid to know the truth. You're afraid to know the pain of truth, my friend. I just saw Pain of Truth last week.
Gosh,
they named their band off.
Wish Luis Arias was a Philly. Be nice. Guy could have.
You know, I wouldn't hate that just to
contact. Bit great.
Different look to the lineup, but he's not going to be a Philly. No, you never know, though. You never know.
Never know. What's Dave Dom got?
Dombo!
Nebraska on 2. Moneyball.
Brandon Marsh trading for Devin Williams.
It's out there. You put it out there.
Just saying. I throw things out there to the world.
You throw it and see if they stick. Here we go.
Exactly. All right. Episode 70. This has been us for Nick Earnshaw's just lovely work outfit with his Under Armour. You got to wear some roto wear. That's what you got to do, though. For Nick Earnshaw, I'm Francisco Rojas. This has been The Shift. Dick Allen Cooperstown case is coming soon. We'll talk to you guys soon.